18th of January. This week we're going to be using our chunking, and later on in the week our grid method for multiplication, and we're going to be thinking about problems this week. And at the end of the week there's a little bit of a quiz for you to do. So let's get started. Right, you can see here that someone has had a go at doing a division calculation using our chunking method. What I want you to do is I want you to think about what mistake has been made. So pause here, have a look, and then come back and we'll have a quick chat about the mistake that's been made. Well, what did you spot? Hopefully you spotted that this person's got a little bit muddled up here. I can see that I'm dividing by 4 here, but this person has got a little bit muddled up with their 7 in their 70, and they've been taking chunks of 7 instead of chunks of 4. Okay, so hopefully you spotted that one there. They've done their chunking correctly, but they've just used the incorrect multiple. Okay, let's have a look at the second one then. So there's another one for you to have a look at. So again, have a look. This person's been having a good go at their chunking. 142 divided by 4 equals 38. What mistake have they made this time? So pause now, and then you can have a look and see if you can spot the error. Wow, how did you get on? I can see this person's done a really good job here at the chunking method. They've put their key facts up here in their thinking bubble, and they've tried to take big chunks of 10 away. The problem is here. Have they done 102 subtract 40 correctly here? I wonder if you could do a column subtraction to see if they were right. Okay, so well done if you spotted that error. Obviously, if that is incorrect there, then anything that they've done after that is also incorrect. So that's why it's a really good thing to do, is to go back and check your calculating. And I don't expect you to have to calculate in your head. If you need a little bit of paper to jot things down, then that's absolutely fine. I know that I do that all the time. Okay, so we are going to look at some problems today, and you are going to be using your chunking method to help you solve the problems. So here we go. We're going to start with compare the statement using these inequality symbols. So the first question that I always ask myself when I'm starting a problem is, what do I already know? So I already know something about these inequality symbols. I know this one means less than, I know this one means greater than, and I know this one means equal to or equivalent to. And you can see here that you've got 3 different division calculations, and it's asking you to complete the statements using these symbols. Now, can we do it without any working out? Well, the first one we might be able to if you know your 4 times table and your 3 times table. But for the rest of them, you might need to do a quick bit of chunking to see if you can work it out. Actually, I wonder if you can do the one at the bottom without having to work it out, and then just doing your chunking method to check to see if you are right. There will be answers available for you, so don't worry about that. You will be able to mark your own. So pause the video here now and have a go at question number 1. So don't forget to go back and have a look and mark your own answers, or get your family members to do it for you. So here's our problem number 2, okay? And this says, which calculation is the odd one out? Explain your thinking. Now my question to you is, can you spot an odd one out before we even start to do any calculating? Just pause now and have a look at those 4 calculations. Can you spot an odd one out already? Did you spot it? I can see that in this division calculation and this one, the number that we are dividing by is an even number because it's 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. And I can see that this calculation here is the odd one out because it's the only one where we're dividing by an odd number. I wonder if you spotted that. There's also another one that could be the odd one out before we even start. I can see in this 2-digit number, both of the digits are different. In this 2-digit number, both of the digits are different. And in this 2-digit number, both of the digits are different. But in this calculation here, the 2-digit number is using the same digit. So there are a couple of ways that you could spot an odd one out before you do any calculating. But I think a good thing to do now would be to do the calculations and then see if we can spot an odd one out after we've done all the calculations. Okay, so pause now, then go and use your chunking method to solve these 4 calculations, and then from that you should be able to write a simple sentence using these sentence stems to tell me which one you think is the odd one out. So pause now and then go and have a go. Don't forget, the answers are available for you. So get a family member to check them at the end when you've managed to do all the calculations. So well done for solving problem number 2. Problem number 3 is a bit of a word problem. And again, I always ask myself, what do I know? How can I start? So it's all about interrogating the question, reading it really carefully and maybe highlighting or underlining key facts that we know. I can see that Jack has got 15 stickers. Well, that's quite important. So I'm going to get my highlighter and I'm going to do a bit of highlighting as I go. So he's got 15 stickers. I think that's going to be important. He sorts his stickers into equal groups. Well, that's quite important as well, isn't it? We know that each of the groups that he's got have got to have the same amount of stickers in them. But he has some stickers remaining. He's got some left over, thinking about those remainders from last week. How many stickers could be in each group and how many stickers would be remaining? And I want you to, there are lots and lots of different answers for this one. And I know there's lots because we've got this word could in. It says how many stickers could be in each group. I want you to see if you can find 6 solutions. Okay, so I think a good way to start this would be to think about, well, he's got 15 stickers, so he could have one group of 15. So he could have one group of 15. But if I do one group of 15, he hasn't got any stickers left over because I've used all the stickers. Okay, so that's not going to work. Let's reject that. Well, then he could have 2 groups of, well, if I've got to have one left over, I've got to think of a number that multiplies by 2 and gives me something left over. Well, if he had 2 groups of 6, he'd have 12, and then he'd have 3 remaining. I wonder whether that's a starting point for you. If Jack makes 2 groups of 6, he's got 6 stickers in this group, 6 stickers in this group, he'd have 3 left over, and he wouldn't be able to make another group because that wouldn't be equal. He'd have 2 groups of 6 and 1 group of 3. So can you find 6 possible ways now that I've given you a way maybe to get started? So pause here now. It's a little bit of systematic work in here for you. So have a go, and then don't forget the answers will be at the end, so you'll be able to check with your family members. Right, well, I think we're on to question number 4. Now this one is quite tricky, so that's why I've put our little challenge here. But again, let's interrogate the question. Let's read it through first all together and then try and find out what we know and where could we start. So it says, Dora and Eva are planting bulbs. They're like little things that go in the garden that grow flowers. They have 76 bulbs all together. So there are 2 of them, they've got 76 bulbs. Okay, let's do a bit of highlighting here again. So they've got 76 bulbs all together. That's quite important. Dora plants her bulbs in rows of 8. Okay, so let's draw a picture to get started. So Dora, I'm just going to write D for Dora, and Dora plants her bulbs in rows of 8. Well, let's see if we can make a row of 8 bulbs. There's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so Dora plants her bulbs in rows of 8, and at the end she's got 4 left over. Okay, so Dora's got rows of 8. And then it says Eva plants her bulbs in rows of 10. Okay, well, let's change our colour for Eva. Let's give Eva, do the same for Eva, draw a picture. And Eva does rows of 10. So there's her first one. 2. I find it always helps to draw a picture. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so Eva has got rows of 10, but she's then got 2 left over. So let's highlight some of this. We've got rows of 8 and rows of 10, and then we've got 4 left over and 2 left over. And our question is, how many bulbs do they have each? So we've got a little bit of a starting point here. I'm wondering if Dora had another row of 8, I know that she'd have 16 bulbs. And then if she had another row of 8, she'd have 24 bulbs. And I know if Eva had another row of 10, she'd have 20 bulbs. And another row of 10, she'd have 30 bulbs. But it says she's got a row of 8 and then has also got 4 left over from that row. So she hasn't got 8 there. She's got 8. And then she's got 4 left over, which would be 12. Okay. I wonder whether that might be a starting point. It is quite a tricky problem, so don't worry if you don't manage to solve it, but be really interested to see who's going to have a go. All right, so make sure you go and have a look at the answers at the end. And then just finally today, I want you to get ready for tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to be using our chunking method again, but we're going to be working with 3-digit numbers. And I know some of you had a little go at that last week when you had to choose your challenge. But tomorrow we're going to be doing some chunking with 3-digit numbers. So you can just have a go and get yourself started today. Have a little practice, refresh your memory if you've forgotten how chunking works. I will see you tomorrow for our 3-digit lesson. And I'll show you how to do one on a whiteboard. See you tomorrow. Bye.